that you'd have one FBI agent working a few less hours. Instead of working maybe an 8-hour day, 5 8-hour days, they work 4 8-hour days and a 7-hour day. Well, I don't know how much they're paying FBI agents in my friend's part of the state. I'm from a different part of California. I don't think they pay them all that much. I think if you cut $31 million out of the FBI, you're cutting a lot of positions out of the FBI.
Will my colleague from California yield?
My colleagues have already had 15 minutes. We're going to use a lot less time.
Proposing to answer your question.
I'm not yielding my time. My colleague had 15 minutes to try to make his point. So I don't think cutting $31 million out of the FBI makes sense. And this gets back to the question that our chairman posed. What is the need? And are we devoting the resources that meet that need? The need that I'm hearing, the need that our Homeland Security Committee is hearing, the need that the 9/11 Commission recognized, is a need to make greater investments in the safety of our country. That's the need that we're recognizing in this bill. Do we need those extra FBI agents? Yes, I think we do. Do we need those extra cops on the beat? Yes, I think they do. I wish my friends in the opposition who fight so hard for our friends in the gun industry would fight half as hard for our cops to have the vest that they need here in this debate on the House floor today. I think we need to make these investments in our future. I think we need to make these investments in our American family, and I think that my colleagues in the minority here, not the minority party, because again, this bill enjoys the support of the bipartisan majority, but the minority viewpoint that's expressed here today, I think they need to ask, what would these families choose if we gave them the real choice, not between whether they invested in the FBI or they don't invest in the FBI, but whether they invest in the FBI by ending corporate welfare for oil companies? I think the answer would be yes. I think the answer would be absolute. And I think the answer would be, we want to invest in a country, make it stronger, make it safer, give our children a chance to grow up in safer neighborhoods. That's the answer, I think, that letter writer and others around the country would give and have given. And that's why I urge this amendment to be defeated. I'm happy to yield back the balance of our time to my colleague from New York.
The gentleman from New York is the only one who has the time remaining. Gentleman from New Jersey is recognized. 5 minutes.
To the gentleman from California.
The gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank my friend from New Jersey.
The chair may not yield a specific amount of time, but the chair can yield to the.
I yield.
Thank the gentleman from New Jersey and the chairman. Just wanted to clarify that my colleagues' arguments from California were very fine arguments, except they don't apply to this amendment. This amendment does make a 0.0005 or 5 basis points, 0.05% reduction in the growth of each program equally across the board. So it is 5 cents on $100 of everything. Appreciate the argument. It's clear that our friends on the other side of the aisle believe that government cannot survive on this, but they believe that all kinds of people, companies, entities can survive on a whole lot less than that with the taxes they want to increase. It's a very clear distinction, Mr. Chairman, between 5 cents on $100 across the board on every program, which I think would be fine, versus all the various tax proposals, increase proposals that you have, both on various minorities like smokers and foreign companies, and in your budget on basically every taxpayer in America. I yield back to the gentleman from New York.
The gentleman yields back his time. The gentleman from New York.
Mr. Chairman, I yield 30 seconds to the gentleman from California.
Gentleman for yielding. And again, I would just point out that my friend hasn't shown any willingness to trim the profits of his friends in the oil industry by 0.00000005, which would amount to probably about the same $31 million we're talking about here. He's only willing to take that $30 million out of our law enforcement efforts across the board, but not out of oil industry profits. And that's the difference in philosophy, I think, between my colleague and myself. And I yield back to the gentleman.
Mr. Chairman, during this debate, we have seen all sorts of charts and heard about all sorts of numbers and heard saw a display of dollars. Here